Hi girls. Today we are going to look at how to annotate your texts according to this acronym, CHILL. But before we begin, we have to understand what the purpose is behind annotating texts, and particularly annotating passages. Well, of course, it forces us to engage very closely on a micro level with the text, punctuation, specific words, perhaps phrases. And we know that meaning, understanding in terms of the text, can be derived from this close attention to detail. And once we've done this close attention, we can also see links and connections across the text and build our understanding. So what is CHILL? Well, it's 4 basic categories, and to make sure that we cover all the required elements of analysis in literature, this is a handy way to do it. The ch is the characters and characterization. The I is ideas. And the L is language or linguistic features. And lastly, the second L is links. So firstly, characters and characterization. Well, we know in literature, literary texts, that characters are the drivers of the narrative. They are the ones that we emotively connect to. They are the protagonists or the antagonists. They might be the bully, they might be the victim, etc. They perform certain functions or certain roles in the text. They might be proactive to situations. They might be reactive to situations. And they really are the soul of the story, the heart and the soul of the story. This word characterization is probably new to you, and I want you to understand this in terms of literature, that characters are deliberate constructions by an author to symbolise or represent a universal idea or behaviour, like the villain, for example. So what are you looking for when you're annotating for characters? And let's say you've chosen a highlighter colour, maybe green, for characters. Pick out moments of realisation or moments of decision when they've had to make a choice, or perhaps a particularly revealing interaction with another character, or an important action that they undertake. There might be a particularly evocative description that really creates that character for us and we get a proper sense of them in our mind, images, similes or metaphors. Where are their weaknesses or their flaws revealed to us? And really an important element of literature is to try to look for those flaws in our characters. Also their strengths and their values, and most importantly, perhaps their fate, or what foreshadows their fate. The I in CHILL stands for ideas, and we have a number of ways to think about the ideas in the text. We have understandings that help us already think about the ideas in the text. We also have essential questions that help us connect to the text in a conceptual manner. But you also need to think about, and these might be in the understandings and the essential questions, the author's views and values. What is it that the author thinks about society or humanity? What are they saying is important or what matters? Maybe your passage introduces a central question of the text. What is it that we're actually meant to think about or wonder about? Or in your passage, is there a potential answer or message that is being relayed? The first L stands for language or linguistic features. So really try to look for and trust your instincts on this, the interesting words and phrases that stand out. Look for motifs, patterns that are repeated, or symbols, things that represent or suggest something else. Try to really name the language, use the linguistic terms, for example, anaphora, classical allusions, metaphor. Learn these words and practice recognising them. One of the most important elements of language analysis in literature is really trying to locate those words that create, build, alter or define the mood and the atmosphere of the text. This is really central to our interpretation. The last L stands for links. So In this passage, we look for similar or contrasting elements that are there in different passages or different moments in other places in the text. Consider how this moment or a moment in this passage links to perhaps the opening or the beginning of the narrative. How does this passage link to an important development or conflict or climax of the text? Is it the climax of the text? How does the passage connect to the closing or the ending or the resolution of the text? So you really need to, and this is your macro thinking, how is the passage an important moment in relation to the narrative as a whole? So let's review. My suggestion is that when you annotate, use a different coloured highlighter for each of these things. Characters and characterisation, ideas, language or linguistic features, and links. So chill, girls, and good luck.